Jimmy Carter, the 39th President of the United States, was one of the 13 U.S. presidents who had the honor of meeting Queen Elizabeth II during her remarkable reign. One of the most talked about moments from their encounters involved an unexpected incident with another member of the royal family. In May 1977, Queen Elizabeth welcomed President Carter to Buckingham Palace for a NATO leaders' dinner, marking his first overseas trip after taking office. As the newly inaugurated president stood alongside the Queen and other distinguished guests, he noticed the arrival of the Queen Mother, who was also named Elizabeth. She became widely known as the Queen Mother after her daughter ascended the throne in 1952 following the sudden death of King George VI. In a charming display of Southern hospitality, Carter took the Queen Mother's hand and led her to greet the other guests. The Associated Press reported that the humble farmer-turned-president enjoyed a meal of chicken mousse served on golden plates, seated between the Queen and her sister, Princess Margaret, with Prince Charles and Prince Philip across from him, along with the Queen Mother. However, the evening took a surprising turn. According to the Washington Post, the Queen Mother later recounted that Carter had kissed her on the lips. "I took a sharp step back, not far enough," she reportedly said, as noted by her biographer, William Shawcross. Carter, on the other hand, denied the claim, stating that it was merely a light kiss on the cheek, as he wished her good night after the diplomatic dinner. In his 2016 autobiography, A Full Life, Reflections at 90, he expressed his dismay over the media's portrayal of the incident, which suggested he had embarrassed the Queen Mother with his familiarity. "I was upset by these reports, but I couldn't change what happened, and I had no regrets," he wrote. When it comes to royal protocol, there are no strict rules for meeting members of the royal family, but many people choose to adhere to traditional customs, such as a bow for men, a curtsy for women, or a handshake. Throughout her historic 70-year reign, Queen Elizabeth met with more than a dozen sitting U.S. presidents, including every commander-in-chief since Harry Truman, with the exception of Lyndon Johnson. Their paths almost crossed at John F. Kennedy's funeral in November 1963, but the Queen was unable to travel to America as she was pregnant with Prince Edward, who was born in March 1964. The last U.S. president to meet Queen Elizabeth was Joe Biden. In June 2021, he and First Lady Dr. Jill Biden visited Windsor Castle following the G7 summit. They were greeted with a royal salute from an honor guard formed by the 1st Grenadier Guards, and later enjoyed tea in the historic castle. The Bidens represented the United States at Queen Elizabeth's state funeral in September 2022, and Jill returned to London to lead the U.S. delegation at the coronation of King Charles and Queen Camilla in May 2023, attending the historic service alongside their granddaughter, Finnegan Biden. Jimmy Carter passed away at the age of 100 on December 29, 2022, at his home in Plains, Georgia. On the same day, King Charles paid tribute to the former president, calling him an inspiration to many and a dedicated public servant. This fascinating glimpse into the interactions between President Carter and Queen Elizabeth II not only highlights a unique moment in history, but also reflects the warmth and charm that characterized their encounters.